Hey everybody, Will here from PPC Coach. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. It is a Monday night in August, and I'm back a little bit early. So just wanted to thank you guys for coming on to the Google Shopping Bootcamp. And as usual, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? And we do have Hale on here. How you doing, my friend? I haven't spoke to you in a while. I kind of took July off and a little bit of August just because needed a break. So I figured I'd get back into it with another boot camp on a topic that is in high demand and one that I've been researching and implementing myself for quite a while now. But I wanted to make sure I had it down pat before I even bothered showing anybody else. So why talk about Google Shopping? Simple. You must diversify your traffic sources. All right. You, what if, okay, just what if your traffic source dries up or it kicks you off? Okay. And we're talking, I mean, a lot of guys are on Facebook, and I'm not knocking Facebook because I still use them. But what if? I mean, what if they ban your account? What if they decide, you know what, no longer are we going to let e-commerce guys on here, or we're not going to let coaches on here, consultants, whatever it may be? What if, right? I mean, it's scary. So this did happen to me, and it wasn't with Facebook, but it was with Google AdWords. Way back in 2009, Google AdWords made a big decision, and they said, you know what, we're not going to allow any affiliate marketers to advertise on our system anymore. So it was in October, and it was a weekend, and virtually overnight, they had banned like 10,000 accounts. Now, probably about 1,000 of those were members of my coaching site. So that really hurt. That hurt a lot. And me, like myself too, I was 100% into Google AdWords, running affiliate offers, and I was making really good money, showing people how to do it. Life was great. And then Google just pulled the carpet out from under me. And I thought, man, I never want to go through this again because it is way too scary. So I always want to make sure that I'm diversified. And I am always testing new traffic sources and seeing which ones work best. And I've gone through quite a few, like Pinterest included. I just could never get Pinterest to work. But Google Shopping is where I landed, and I love it. It's just so good. So I don't ever want to let that happen to you. Facebook is showing the same behaviors right now that I've seen about 9 years ago. And I don't like what I'm seeing. Okay. I don't mean to scare people, but I want you to be prepared. All right. So it can be scary, to think, but what if? I don't mean to scare you. I've been around the block too many times. I'm not some 25-year-old kid who opened up an e-commerce store last year and made $1 million selling Donald Trump coins. I've been in this business for 11 years. So I've seen traffic sources come and go, and it is scary, right? So you have to have that in the back of your mind. We need to be prepared. And that's why I have added Google Shopping to my business, because it is like the grandpa of traffic sources, but it's so powerful and it's so big, and people do still use it. So if you stay until the end, I do, of course, have something special for you. So please do stay till the end. You know I don't like keeping people over an hour, so I'm not going to for you. But real quick, just before I get to the training, why do I do it? Of course, just a little reminder. There's more to life than sitting alone on your computer making money. So that's why I run boot camps. That's why I like coaching people. That's why I like the training side, because you're actually interacting with humans instead of just sitting there punching away on your keyboard all day. So helping others succeed is almost more rewarding than money. And here's a new one. This is from Jay. He just posted this in the group not too long ago. Got my first six-figure store going. Thanks, Will, for showing me the way. I love this. This guy was kicking butt ever since he bought one of my courses, and I knew he'd cross that six-figure mark easily, and he did. So I mean, that's net. So his profit is probably, he didn't post what his profit was, but this is net revenue, or gross revenue, I should say. But still, that's impressive. That's on a store. That's from like him kicking butt and taking action. Here's another one. Hale, who's actually on this call. And Hale, I keep forgetting that you're a doctor too. I apologize for that. But he wrote that. I've been doing online marketing for about 5 years, certified e-com coach, written books on Aweber, and have taught advanced students on Amazon, taken numerous Facebook advertising courses, but just didn't teach what I needed to make a profit. He bought one of my courses about a year ago, clear step by step, and made the Facebook system make sense. So since then, he's taken my boot camps. Hale has been in quite a few, and we love having him in there because he's always got some good advice for me. He practices what he teaches and teaches what works. That's exactly what I do. And another one from Ben, hit a milestone of 1,000 sales. So I think that's a good one too. Definitely to throw in there. That's why I do it. When I see things like that, I love it because it just motivates me to push even harder and do even better and develop better training and better systems. And it's all stuff that I actually do. Okay, that's why I'm doing a Google Shopping Bootcamp now. It's not because I just randomly thought of it. It's because I've been spending about 6 months figuring this stuff out. And now that I have it down pat, I'm comfortable showing you guys what it is. So who am I? I'm going to go through this real quick. Most of you know me. Some of you may not though, because there are some new faces on here that I haven't seen before. That's me. Okay, that's my mug. Founder of PPC Coach. I have 5 daughters. Live in London, Ontario, Canada. Trained, it should be over 11,000 now. Online marketer since 2007. Started in 2005, so I'm a veteran in this online advertising world. That's what I was saying before. I've been around the block. I've had businesses fail, and I've had to rebuild. I'm not a one-hit wonder. So when I see signs of things coming, I want to be prepared, and I want to make sure that everybody around me is prepared as well. Okay, so this is the big payout check. I love showing this one just because it's kind of the start of my journey back in 2005. And back then we didn't even have high resolution cameras. So you can see that's a good chunk of change. That's in US dollars. And that's how I did it, loan leads. But now I focus on Facebook ads, and I got to change that because it's actually Google ads too. They switched the name from Google AdWords to Google Ads. So after that check, some of you guys know I said the weirdest thing to my wife. I have to quit my job to make money. And it's really a strange thing to say, but I did. And she agreed. So I've been working for myself online since 2007, full time now. My last official shift at my dead end job, which was TD Ameritrade, was December 31st, 2006. And I remember putting it on New Year's Eve because I wanted to make it memorable. So enough about me. Let's get to the good stuff. If you want to find out more, you can always go to my website, ppc-coach.com, but let's get to the good stuff. So those who can't do teach, not this guy. Okay. Over the years, I've become a Facebook ads expert, and that's kind of what I'm known for. But recently, I dove headfirst into Google Shopping to master that too. I've just seen the writing on the wall, and I've seen how profitable it was. And I always thought, man, it's so complicated. I don't know if I can do it. And I thought, well, others are doing it, so I think I can figure this stuff out. And I did. I discovered all this the hard way. So you get to cheat, and you get the easy way, which is way better than the hard way. So if you want the easy way that avoids costly mistakes, just give me a yes, sir, in the chat box right now. Let's see if you guys are awake. I'm looking. I see a couple. All right, cool. Awesome. So I will continue here. So first, I want you to just imagine something. Imagine Facebook ads don't work at all anymore. And some of you might be saying, they don't, Will. What are you talking about? Well, now take a second, and just picture it now. Okay. I still use them, and they do still work. There's some different ways that we have to use them, but they do work. But imagine they don't work at all. Imagine it's just gone. Imagine what your business would be like if Facebook kicked you off their platform. They all of a sudden decided, you know what, we don't like your stuff, you're gone. I'm kicking you off there. Or you couldn't get anything profitable. Or you wasted time and money trying with them over and over and over and over. Or they decided, nope, no more online marketers on our platform. And they just cut everybody off. That just like picture that. It'd be awful. That would stink. So why even do that to you, right? Just for a reality check. Like I was saying before, I want you guys to get into this mindset that you got to be prepared, you got to be diversified. Anything can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but anything can happen. But if we are prepared, it makes life so much easier and less stressful. Believe me, I know from firsthand experience. So let's dive in. Are you guys ready? We've got about 3 sections to cover here. Number 1 is why Google Shopping works so well. Number 2 is why it appears to be complicated. And I should really change that because it doesn't appear to be complicated. It is complicated, okay? And number 3 is how to learn it correctly. So if you have questions, post them in the chat box. This is live, this is not a recording. And I actually prefer these live ones. I've been running a lot of webinars on auto for another business venture, and I don't like it. I prefer live. So I think I'm going to switch that over to live too. It's just better to interact with people. See you guys talking in the chat box. If you have questions, post them. I will glance over. I'll either get to them right away or at the end of the webinar. Okay, so number 1, let's go right into this. Why Google Shopping works so well. So first, let's look at it. Like, what the heck are we talking about here? Well, anybody can do this. Go here. Well, maybe after the webinar, but I'm gonna expand this to as big as I can. And let's type something in. What do you guys want to search for? Think of a niche for t-shirts. Let's start there. Give me a niche for t-shirts. Anything you want. So we got spoonies, nurses, beer, horses, smiley faces, camping farmers. You know what? I think I found one. I love beer. I'm going to go with beer. So let's go like this. Beer t-shirt. So I'm a buyer. I'm going to Google and I am typing in beer t-shirts. Okay. Here's what I see. See this top line here? We'll start there. Those results, 1, 2, 3, these are called Google Shopping ads. These are product listing ads. You pay for these. See how it's sponsored? So this company, Vistaprint, Hudson's Bay is even in there, and Urban Outfitters Canada. So I'm Canadian, so I'm getting a lot of Canadian results. They're all in here, okay? And this is from Google Shopping. This is where we're gonna have our stuff show. So if I'm in the beer niche and I wanna show my beer shirts on Google, I want them to show here. They show above everything else. Look at this, like this ad is an old Google AdWords text ad. Okay, so you can click it, you will go through to their store, but these are better. These are way better. So a couple of years ago, Google woke up and they said, you know, these ads with the images on them seem to do better, but we're all text-based, so we need to upgrade our system. So they invented Google Shopping. Now, being Google, they they kind of complicated things, and they decided to make. Well, I'll get to that part, but there's like two systems running at once that we have to conquer, and it's not that hard once you get it down pat. So let's just look down here. There's images, there's other results, but here's the other part of Google Shopping. So when you run Google Shopping ads, this section, I don't know if you guys have ever went in here, but even if you're doing research for your own niches, go in here and type in like niche and then product, and you'll see all the shopping results here. These are all t-shirts from different designers and different shops all across the internet, right? Wish You Were Beer, I love that one. Save Water, Drink Beer, a lot of funny ones, right? But if we click it, so let's find one. This one, like it's not even a fancy design. You click it, pops open, Hudson's Bay. Wow. Okay, so let's open this in a new link. It is. So Hudson's Bay is a big retailer in Canada. Good on them. They're actually online. That looks like a design that we would do, right? As t-shirt marketers, so good for them. So you can see that big retailers in Canada are getting online because they know the benefits. And that, like I could design that in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It'd take me, the longest amount of time would be to find that maple leaf. But I mean, everybody on this call could probably do the same thing with MS Paint, right? Anyway, this is Google Shopping. This part is free. So when you start with Google Shopping, you're going to create a Merchant Center account. The Merchant Center will show your ads here in Google Shopping. So when somebody goes to Google, types in the keyword, clicks on shopping, these results come up. You don't pay for these. So if somebody clicks on any of these, goes to your store, you don't pay. So what Google did effectively is create a gigantic shopping mall where people can list their products for free. I mean, as long as you're, you know, meeting all their criteria and guidelines, you're fine. These are great, but I think from what I've found, the bulk of the money, and I went back here, it reloaded the page, and instead of 3 shirts, I now have 9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in here. And these are all ads, and these are Google Shopping ads that we pay. So if I click on this right now, I'm actually costing this guy money because it's pay per click. Look at my name, PPC Coach. You know where that came from? Pay per click, because this is where I started. So I'm like going back, totally back to my roots here. Anyway, so right side or top 3 above the results is your Google Shopping ads, your product listing ads, which are the paid ads. And in here, these are all free, okay? So I'm gonna show you the systems that you need to hook up in order to get here later. But for now, I just wanted to kind of introduce what the heck we're talking about and what the heck it is. So there's one big, fat, massive difference between this stuff and what we do. So when and I'm talking about Facebook ads compared to Google ads. So if you know the difference, post it in the chat box now. What's the biggest difference between Google Shopping ads and Facebook ads? There's one massive difference. There's a lot of differences, but this is the biggest one. And it has to do with the marketing. So a lot of stuff here, keyword versus interest, no targeting required, search versus, there it is. Yep, Ella got it. A couple people got it. So I got, holy cow, you guys are awesome. No need for creatives, permission-based marketing, no need for making specific ads. People are actually searching to buy when using Google. People are searching. People on Google want to buy. People already looking to buy Google Shopping. Lower down the funnel. Yep, Ella got it first. She said right here, search versus interruption marketing, which is what a couple others said too. That is the difference. And it's this word, buyer intent. That's the big difference between Facebook ads and Google Shopping ads. So like I said, and that's why when I was doing the demo, I said, I'm actually typing this in, beer t-shirt. What do you think I'm looking for? I'm looking for a beer t-shirt. Whereas if I'm on Facebook, I'm just kind of on there scrolling through. I'm not really shopping for anything. You guys all know this. But if an ad popped up for a beer shirt that I like, I might click it and go through and buy it. But I posted earlier in the week in the PPC Coach group asking, have you guys seen any necklaces or t-shirts in the newsfeed lately? And everybody's like, nope, I haven't seen them. So I thought, I don't know what's going on here, but that's a little fishy because I used to get a ton of them. And I don't know if it's because I'm looking at different stuff now on Facebook, or if I'm talking about different stuff in front of my phone and they're listening to it and showing me those ads. But the difference between Facebook and Google AdWords, now it's Google Ads, is night and day, because Google Ads has that big fat buyer intent and it's not interruption marketing, right? So when you look at buyer intent versus interruption marketing, the difference is people are searching for the product. So you're not just showing them something based on what you think they might like, which is a huge difference. So it's not like a billboard on the side of the highway and we hope that they're going to call our 1-800 number and become a client if we're a lawyer, right? They're searching for a lawyer. And so we're going to show them lawyer ads. That's why it works so well. So give me one in the chat box if you agree with all that. That makes sense to you? You guys are great, by the way. There's a lot of people on here and you guys are just blowing up that chat box. Very cool. Yep, everybody, okay. So people can learn this. And did you know that you can too? Of course you do. So here's two more people, right? Amjad, Will really rocks. Every time I watch one of his webinars or read one of his posts, I learn something new. Different from other teachers, Will shares a lot of his latest experiences and shows the good and bad ones so that we learn better. And most important, the case studies. I find these helpful as they're evidence on what he teaches. So that's what I do. I practice what I preach. Here's another one from Carrie. PPC Coach really knows FB ads in this case. So he's got my start online selling physical products. Will help me get my first online sale, and many more after that. I've taken several of his courses in boot camps, and always learn new money-making techniques online. He follows the trends, and then he gets in the trenches and makes it happen. It's exactly what this webinar is. I purchased other courses and felt like they were less than honest, but PPC Coach is the real deal. Honest, transparent, delivers on his promises. So why am I showing you these people who took my last boot camp? I just want to put you in the right mindset. That's all. Anyone can do this. Do you think you can too? Now, I hope you're nodding yes. So let's move on to number 2 and why it appears to be complicated. And I already got a couple questions that are kind of at the top of the chat box here. I'm just going to try and see if I can find it, but just bear with me 1 second. So talking about, feed apps. What feed app do you use? So I'll show that kind of stuff, talk about that in a minute, but why it appears to be complicated. And this is honestly, like with Google Shopping, I avoided it at first. I basically did what everybody else did. I searched YouTube and then I attempted my own campaigns. And after all, like I love learning the hard way because I'm a glutton for punishment. It is complicated. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's 2 main systems necessary to use Google Shopping. Part 1 of 2 is the Google Merchant Center, and that's the first step is what's called a product feed. So you have to get a product feed, and that's a feed of all your products in your store. And then you upload it to the Merchant Center, and you wait for them to approve it. So before you can even run ads, they have to approve it. When I run it, I set it up for one store and it took 12 days. And it was me bugging them to get it. And they're like, oh, no, like 3 business days and it should be good to go. But apparently what I learned is I had a beer koozie in my listing. So it got flagged for alcoholic related content. So that went to a manual review for that department. And once I removed those from the listing, it actually got approved right away. So something you learn from experience, that if you want to get feeds approved quickly, don't submit kind of items that require more eyeballs on them, right? So first step, get a feed, upload it, and then wait for them to approve it. Typically it's about 3 business days, but mine took 12 on my one store. So just to give you guys a little update on that. Part 2, Google Ads. I struggle with this still because I still want to call them Google AdWords, because AdWords is where I came from. AdWords is the reason the site is named PPC Coach, pay-per-click coach. Set up a Google shopping campaign and it's pay-per-click. So this is different from Facebook. We're not paying per impression, we're paying per click. These are, not only do they have buyer intent, but they're clicking our ad. So that's worth way more to me than the CPM rate of like $15 to show it to random, well, not random, it feels like random lately that Facebook's showing my ads. These are people who have buyer intent, search for it, clicked it. Holy cow, that's a hot prospect, right? So I'm happy to pay per click instead of paying per impression. Now, the complicated part is this: you cannot bid on keywords. And I know why Google did this from their perspective, but from the user perspective, the advertiser, it sucks. Like there's no two ways about it. If I have a beer t-shirt, I want to bid on beer t-shirt. I don't want to let Google figure out that I actually have a beer t-shirt and I want to sell it. And I don't want them to figure that out by showing it to whatever they think my product is. So I'll get more on that later, but you cannot create your own ad either. So once they basically take your product image, your product title, your description from your store, and that's what they show. So we have to optimize that as best we can. Google cannot read an image and they can't tell us, or they can't tell that it's a beer t-shirt. Even if it, like you look at it and you can see clearly, they can't tell that. So our text, our title, description, tags on our store are very important, that we populate those with as many related keywords to that product that we can. And we don't want to have keyword stuffing issues. So there's a fine line between the right amount and the wrong amount, okay? So you cannot target very well on your own. You really can't target that much at all. You rely on them. That's scary. You're handing over the keys to the kingdom to Google and you're saying, okay, buddy, have at it. I mean, they didn't make this easy. In fact, Google has made it difficult, and a newbie to this will flounder 100%. I did. I was like kicking myself. I was pulling my hair out. I'm like, how do I do this? How do I do that? I spent so much time and money figuring all this out that it was driving me nuts. So, and I'm a veteran, okay? And I did it. I did it all, but I'm stubborn. I don't want that for you guys. Now, I get it, and I don't mind sharing my knowledge and training with you. And I think, he approves. That's awesome. So with some help, do you think that you can run this Google shopping stuff too? Right? I love throwing this one in there. I don't always see what you did there, but when I do, it was just now. So you know why they appear to be complicated. And I need to change that to, why they are complicated. But let's go right into the last part of the webinar now. Number 3, how to learn it correctly. So when you come to this point, you're like, you know what? Facebook ads have been good to me in the past. Lately, they're really driving me nuts. I want to diversify. I'll throw in another part here. I wasn't going to throw this in, but with Facebook ads, you can still use them. You can use dynamic product ads. You can actually have your store being fed buyer intent people. So have them had the almost, I don't want to call it cold traffic because they're searching for the keyword, they're clicking the ad, they're not that cold. But so let's call it warmer traffic versus Google. Have that be your initial touch, and then follow up with retargeting and dynamic product ads from Facebook. Now you're hitting them on Google and you're hitting them on Facebook. But your Facebook ads are not the old, well, if I'm in the beer niche, I got to bid on or set my targeting to beer and t-shirt and online shopping, right? Now it's dynamic product ads for the retargeting, and that's a correct way to use it. So we've just added a layer in between the cold traffic and the warm traffic, which is Google Shopping, that's going to bring all the buyers to our store. We're going to retarget all those buyers with Facebook, and it works very, very well. We can retarget them with Google Shopping too. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. Wrapping your head around all the possibilities will hurt your brain, but believe me, I've gone through them all, and I've got a really good system going now. So you have two basic choices. There's always the easy way, which is getting from point A to point B with as little distraction, as little problems as possible, which gives you success. And then there's a hard way. And this is the way that I took. And it was awful. It was like 6 months pulling my hair out. I didn't enjoy it. Well, I did enjoy it, but I'm glutton for punishment. Till I finally got success. But there's a lot of curves, a lot of curveballs, a lot of problems, a lot of issues that I went through that I don't wish on anyone, to be honest. So which one do you prefer? I know you're saying easy, right? Of course. Who wouldn't? So I have sold like a lot of stuff over the years. This is an old one, but I just want to show you like the 1,200 sales on that course, which was a really good one. I've ran a lot of boot camps, and I think that each one gets a little bit better because I learn from everyone. And I'm still not perfect, but nobody is. But I think a lot of people learn a lot of stuff, and that's my goal, is for people to learn and make some money and become profitable and implement new systems and have new sales channels that they can use. And that's what this webinar is all about. I noticed something whenever I ran these, and that it's still like I run a boot camp, and I noticed not everybody's taking action. And I know it happens. I know lots of people buy things but never do them. It does drive me nuts, but why? And what can I do to change this? So I know when I started, I found a mentor, and he showed me the ropes. And that was back in my secured loan lead days way back when. And he actually showed me what to do, how to create the site, how to run traffic from Google AdWords, where to sell the leads, all the ins and outs. And it was wonderful. And I wouldn't be here today without my mentor. But most importantly, what he did was he held me accountable. When he gave me stuff to do, he also followed up and said, I want to see what you did, and I want you to do a journal, and I want to see your journal. And even when I run these boot camps now, I try to implement the journal every time because I can see who's going to succeed and who's not just based on what they did, right? So it holds you accountable, and accountability is a gigantic deal. It's not just a big deal, it's a gigantic deal. So accountability is key. So even with Google Shopping, you can't just go on YouTube and figure it out. You need somebody helping you, and you need to be held accountable. But it's not the only way to ensure success, right? Someone needs to show you. Otherwise, how do you know what to do? I took a step that I have never taken before. Just to prove to you how committed I am to this, I hired an agency. And I didn't hire them to run my ads for Google Shopping. I hired them kind of, I don't want to say sneakily, but I wanted them to verify that what I was doing was right. So I said, here you go. Here's my store. Here's my account. Go ahead, set up a campaign. And then we did a call, and she explained to me what she did, how she did it, and how she would manage it. And I'm like, yep, check, 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 check. Good. Exactly what I thought. Professional has verified it. I've spent a lot of time perfecting it. We're now good to go. So this is a route that most people wouldn't take. They would just focus on YouTube and free stuff, and here's a tutorial from Bob Smith or whatever. So that's what they would go with, right? I hired it. I learned on my own, then I verified it. But I sought out help. So I wanted to make sure. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I need help too, especially when I'm learning new systems, and I want to make sure I got it right. It's like anything in life. So you learn first from people who know how. And this is going back. I love this slide. Things we learn from others, right? Walking, how to speak, ride a bike, playing a sport, driving a car, our job, parenting. My God, the parenting advice you get, even that you don't want, is insane. And a million other things I could put in there. I love this example too. Tiger Woods has a swing coach. He used to be the best golfer in the world. Who on earth would show that guy how to swing a golf club? Swing coach would, and a really good one, right? LeBron James has a shooting coach. He's the best all-around player on the planet, and he's got somebody dedicated to teaching him, training him, perfecting his shot. That's insane to me. That guy's awesome. Like, LeBron James should be training everybody. Nobody should be training him, right? Wrong. He doesn't know everything, and there are experts that he can rely on. So you name a sport, every single one has coaches. Zuckerberg He went to CEO Coach when he started. Yoda taught Luke Skywalker. He didn't learn the ways of the Force alone. So what if there was someone who could help you learn as well? And there's a hint, you're listening to him right now. I think you kind of figured that out by now. What if there was a way to be held accountable? Would that help you? So let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the webinar so far? Do you think that this stuff can work for you? So we've covered the following 3 parts, and I see a lot of questions in here. I'm going to get to those in a second. So why Google Shopping works so well, why it appears to be complicated, because it is, how to learn it correctly. So let me ask another question. Who wants to take things to the next level? Just put I'm ready in the chat box now if you want to go to the next level with this stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, nice. You guys are like very responsive. This is great. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it. Man, okay. All right, cool. So I want to introduce to you the Google Shopping Bootcamp, okay? So the info and the methods that I've shown, as you know, they've only scratched the surface, not even a dent really. I mean, it literally takes about hours and hours of training in order to show you the nitty gritty. And you guys know when I do my training, it is over the shoulder. You watch me do it live so that you can take exactly what I'm doing and do it in your accounts, okay? So the Google Shopping Bootcamp is all about showing you exactly what to do, holding you accountable, providing massive support because you're going to need it with this stuff, and getting you up and running in 21 days profitably. Okay, that's my goal for everybody on this call right now. So what exactly is it? It's a 21-day online bootcamp for anyone who wants to master Google Shopping, and I think everybody on here does. You can pay for that bootcamp easily with one successful campaign and pay for it several times over. So guys like these are kicking butt because they took action. Alan saying, don't hesitate on purchasing Will's course. I purchased several of his courses and boot camps. Before purchasing, I was stumbling around trying to figure out Facebook ads and wasting a ton of money. Will provides a concise system for testing ads and then scaling in a way that's easy to understand. If you want to learn how to do Facebook ads, invest in learning from a master. I don't have any testimonials for Google Shopping yet. You guys are the first batch, but I'm hoping we get a lot from you guys too. And then Michael, good old Michael, hitting some big numbers with, this was with another course that I ran. Okay, special thanks to Will, launched my first campaign in July after watching the course, put it together, stuff works. And he's doing way more than that now. Cedric, one of my favorite guys. To everyone in the group, I will highly recommend, I think he meant me, the Gear Bubble course. Failed at Facebook ads for 3 years, purchased so many courses, I can tell the good for the bad. Purchased a course a couple months ago. As of today, had his first $1,000 day. I love that. So don't ask because I don't post screenshots. You wouldn't believe them anyway. My weakness was with Facebook ads in this case. For the first time, I decided not to second guess him and do exactly what he's teaching, whether it makes sense to me or not. That's why he did it. I'm not an affiliate. Doesn't sell necklaces. Best course I've ever seen so far. Not selling BS. He follows other high earners and he's on the same page with them. Will's just a better teacher. And when he said that, I thought, well, what does he mean? Like, how can I be a better teacher? I've taken a lot of expensive courses because I invest in myself too, and I want to get golden nuggets and find stuff. Some of the courses that I bought for like $1,000, I'm so disappointed because the guy gets on there and he talks all theory, and there's never ever him going into his account with over the shoulder stuff, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, yeah, I understand the theory. I need to see it implemented in real life. That's what I do. So way back when, I actually paid a lot for a course, and it was all that. I was so disappointed. I decided from now on, anything that I do, people are going to watch me do it in an account so that they can implement it right in there. So what you're going to get is this Google Shopping Bootcamp, 3 live webinars. Each one is over the shoulder. You watch me do it, then you apply it to your own products and campaigns, okay? And I've got some amazing bonuses, of course, for you. But first, let's talk disposable income. I buy a coffee every day. Actually, I buy about 3, $2 a pop. That's like $6 a day times 30 days is almost embarrassing to say how much I spend on coffee in a month, but I love it. And that's what I do. That's my disposable income. Or I take the family out to the movies. For me, it's about $120 every time I do it. That's disposable income. If I just take some of that money, which I do, and invest in myself, I speed up my own learning curve. So I took some of my own money and I invested in myself, and I hired an agency to verify that what I was doing was right. So I took my disposable income and I applied it to a use other than entertainment or relaxation or whatever it may be. This is something to build my business, right? Everyone needs a little bit of hand holding, and that's what the first bonus is all about. It is the Google Shopping Bootcamp Private Mastermind Group. So that's got the same value as the other, $19.97. And it is as valuable as the live webinars because private mastermind groups are invaluable. You get a group of like-minded people who are in the same position as you, learning things, supporting each other, journaling, documenting their journey. It works so well. And then when people start getting sales, they start popping up and everybody gets pumped up and gets right back into it. We work in a pretty lonely industry when we're self-employed entrepreneurs working online. So if you only got that, would it be worth it? I think so. So you get those two, $3,994 value. I've got another bonus for you, but just one more question. What's the difference between time and money? Now I changed this from my other webinars. You can buy time with money, not literally, but what I mean is you can speed things up to avoid losing time later and losing money later, okay? Also, money replenishes, time doesn't. So that this whole, I think we've been on here for a little over half an hour now. That half hour is gone, right? I can't buy it back, but I can speed things up in the future. But let's go back to the bonuses. So bonus number 2 is these emails that are sent to your inbox. 21 days motivational, accountability, and instructional emails sent to your inbox. That's got about a $4.97 value. And one more bonus, how-to videos on the private Facebook group. That's about a $500 value right there. There's some waiting right now on the group too. So that's what you get. Excuse me for one sec. Throat gets dry right about now every single webinar I do. So there's 3 live over shoulder webinars, $19.97 value. Bonus number 1, private Facebook mastermind group, $19.97 value. Bonus 2, 21 days of emails, $4.97 value. Bonus number 3, how-to videos, $4.97 value. Total value, $4,988. So you've got 2 choices. Do nothing, make the wrong decision, I put it, or the right decision. So go back to whatever you're doing before you spend time with me today. Don't do a thing, or pony up a small amount of money compared to what you'll spend on learning on your own, all these systems through trial and error, not to mention all the value you're getting. It's almost decision time. Somebody actually insulted me on this slide once, and I don't care because I love it. There's Lazy Larry and Take Action Ted. I want these guys, Take Action Ted, or the female version. So information alone will not help you. Taking action on information will. Accountability will also help you tremendously. So I put together a package that's going to over deliver on value for you. It's on you now. You want the easy way or the hard way? Just to recap, that's what you're getting. Webinars, group, emails, videos, total value $4,988. You get all that plus all the bonuses. That's a combined value. I think you can see why that would be a good deal. The general public price is $997, but today, because you showed up on the webinar, $497. So if you're interested in this bootcamp, I hope you are, ppc-coach.com/yes. That's 50% off. I am going to raise that price right back up. It's basically next Sunday night, it goes up, doubles to $997. So there's a timer. Timer starts now. It's the red pill or the blue pill time. So you take the blue pill, sore hands, wake up in your bed, believe whatever you want to believe. Take the red pill, stay in Wonderland, and show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. I still love that movie. So you get started, ppccoach.com/yes is down on the bottom right now too. So if all this did was give you 24-hour access to a group of people like you ready to help with your products and not Facebook ads, Google ads, would it be worth it? Show you the exact steps over the shoulder, live training on 3 webinars, would that be worth it? And save you thousands, literally thousands of dollars trying to learn this all on your own. Would that be worth it? Absolutely. If you got questions, you can go to the free group. And I made a nice, neat URL for this instead of a big, long one. It's on Facebook, ppccoach.com/group. Most of you are already in it. Let's get started, okay? Order now, instant access. Sunday night at midnight, the price is going to double. So what's the difference between now and later? Now you might be struggling. Later, you won't be anymore. This is not an easy system to learn. This is Facebook ads I would rank as very simple to get your first campaign up and running. Google Shopping, I would rank as difficult. to get your first campaign up and running. Just because there's 2 systems involved, there's a waiting period. When you join the bootcamp, you get access to those videos right away that are going to tell you what to do now, so that by the time you get on the first live webinar with me, you're ready to go. Okay? Because we got about 7 days before that. So if you have other questions, email me anytime, ppccoach@gmail.com. I do respond. A lot of you that signed up for the webinar saw that, you asked a question after you said I'm in, and I actually respond. You're like, oh, I thought this was a fake email. Like, no, it's me. So common questions, I get some all the time. What if I've never created a Google Shopping campaign before? I think that's perfect because I don't have to retrain you or start fresh. Sorry about the dog barking. Somebody just came in. So it's live for sure. And what if I don't learn anything new? That's impossible because this is new stuff that I have not shown before. And Google Shopping is a new traffic source for a lot of online marketers right now. So I think you're definitely going to learn some new stuff. There's strategies involved. It's not just set up and forget it. There's strategies, there's management, there's all the thinking on Google Shopping is like what you know from Facebook ads. It's kind of the opposite. Like, I'll give you one example. Mobile on Facebook accounts for about 80-90% of your traffic, and your sales come from there. On Google Shopping, it's the opposite. People don't go on Google on a phone. They go on Google on their desktop or their tablet. So we have the ability to reduce our bids on the phone, and on Google Shopping, we have to do that. If we don't do that, they're going to try to send all the traffic to the phone, but people just don't respond as well because those little image ads that we saw on the desktop example, they're super small on the phone. So there's a whole, it's not, well, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. The wrong way is to leave all your bids the same for all your devices. The right way is to reduce your bid for mobile and keep it the same or higher for computers and tablets. I get into all that. Now, how is it delivered? It's 3 live webinars, Facebook group, how-to videos, daily emails delivered to your inbox. This is all programmed ahead of time. Is it live or can I access it whenever I want? Well, like I said, it's 3 live webinars, which are then posted to the group for replays, along with the how-to videos. It's kind of a combo. Will it work for e-commerce? Of course. This is designed for online stores. I mean, it's Google Shopping. That is e-commerce. Do I get lifetime access? Yes, you do. Is a bootcamp right for me? Absolutely. Like I said, I don't want to scare people, but you should be adding in new traffic sources so you're safe. So just in case the worst happens and Facebook decides like, well, we don't want these marketer guys anymore and they kick us all off, at least we have somewhere else bringing traffic in profitably, right? Now, one fellow that I'm coaching one-on-one right now asked me, why we focus on Google ads first? Why wouldn't we focus on Facebook ads first? And I said, well, Google has just as much, if not more, traffic than Facebook. So I know Facebook always brags about how many users they have, but we know as marketers that not all those users are buyers. Whereas on Google, the amount of buyers outnumbers the amount of buyers on Facebook. I would say by a long shot. So there's a ton of traffic available on Google Shopping ads. And the thing is, right now it's untapped because marketers like us haven't really got in there yet fully. I mean, a lot of places have. You see some big corporations in there. Guaranteed they hired an agency to get them on. But it's like an untapped gold mine almost. So is it too late to start? Never too late. And this is the other thing. I don't want you to miss the Christmas run-up. We're in August. Now is the time to learn this. Because by the time Christmas rolls around, you're going to have Google Shopping ads running for your stuff, making money during the 3 months, September, October, November, and December, 4 months. If now is the time to learn this, implement it, get it up and running, get it perfected, get it profitable. Then when you get closer to Christmas, you can start ratcheting up your daily budgets. So perfect timing, in my opinion. So where can I go to get more questions answered? Like I said, go to the group, ppccoach.com/group. That's my last slide. I'm going to answer some questions. There are quite a few that came in here. I'm going to start at the top. And we are way ahead of schedule. I love that too. So I've been trying to trim the webinars a little bit because I found some of it was just a lot of fluff. So I didn't want to give, I cut out quite a bit. Anyway, let me scroll up to the top here. So what feed app do you use on Shopify to feed Google Merchant? I Shopify's own one, the Google Shopping feed. Well, it's an app from Shopify designed for Google Shopping. So I show the how-to video. Let me show you this first. Where'd that go? A little screen here. So somebody's also asking, what do I get? This is what you get. So it's already set up. It's on Facebook, and this is the home base doc. So basically, this is where you go to see your startup checklist, your startup videos, how to get support, and the webinars are all on here. And as well, I added in a section on if you're not on the email list, click here to add yourself. If you're not getting the webinar invites, click here to register. But when you purchase, you're automatically added to both. So there's webinar number 1, going to be August 20th, 27th, and then September 3rd is webinar number 3. As these are done, I will update this document to be a link, and then it'll actually open. Like if I go in here, you see Google Shopping Introduction and Homework. Click it, goes right to the video, and then you can watch it and post questions right below it. So I think this system that I've developed for boot camps is fantastic. I actually prefer this to a course now quite a bit. Excuse me for a sec. Because the interaction is great and it's super easy to use. Okay, so that's what you get. Somebody wanted to see the background, so I showed them. What's your daily minimum to run Google Shopping ad? You can run them dirt cheap. You can do $5 a day if you wanted. Are all those results sponsored or only the first row under the images tab? Oh, going back here. Whenever you're looking for which results are which, so let's do a refresh here. I'll hit that. I'll go all. So these are all sponsored, and then it used to be that Google AdWords had the top 3 results were text ads and they were sponsored. Sometimes they'll flip them in there, but if you scroll to the bottom now, you'll see that they actually put ad. So these are paid, okay? And the rest are just organic or SEO type ads. Keyword versus interest, yep. No targeting required, yep. I'm just gonna scroll down here. Yeah, people are actually searching to buy when using Google, absolutely. Let me get this off the screen here. I've been seeing a very nice set of necklace ads on Facebook. You know what I found? If you're ever looking for a product, like you haven't seen it in a while, just talk about it in front of your phone. Say, yeah, I really want to get this necklace for my girlfriend. And then like you'll see within a couple hours, necklaces for girlfriends. So I just did that in front of my phone, which is sitting on my desk, and I guarantee you that I see some ads for girlfriend necklaces soon. So 2 questions before we proceed. How come Google Shopping tab is showing in Google search results? It always does. At least it does here in Canada, and I think in the States too. Number 2, how come ads showing on right-hand side? Oh, yeah, sometimes they change up where they'll show their ads. Google is all about split testing, and they split test so crazily. Like they'll have them showing on the top 3, then they'll have 9 on the side, then they'll mix it up. Okay. Product feed for any store, Shopify, GB Pro. Yes, Shopify is what I show. Gear Bubble Pro has the feed capability too, so it's awesome. If we can't bid on keywords, then why does Google show a keywords tab? Mainly for search volumes. And within your campaigns, in your campaign, you'll see search terms under keywords. That's the search terms that they showed your ad for. So I show a technique where we kind of see what search terms are. And if they're good, we're going to want to bid higher. If they're not good, we're going to kind of leave them in there. There's a whole method, like a filter method that I've got that I didn't develop it, but I think I've got it down pat pretty well. And I show that in the bootcamp. So how to use that. Is there any special price for Indians? Oh boy. Yeah, $4.97, 50% off. There you go. What is the link to the free group again? It's ppccoach.com/group. Okay. Do you know more than Google Shopping campaign managers about creating successful Google Shopping campaigns? They couldn't even help me generate clicks. I learned some things online, and my campaign manager said we should have made those changes I made a long time ago. Yeah, Tracy, I think agency guys, and I'm not knocking agency guys, some of them are awesome, but some guys that are starting up agencies don't know what they're doing. And the one that I talked to, when I finally got on the follow up call and she finally set up the ad campaign, I was pretty happy. But leading up to that, I was pretty disappointed. Honestly, it took way longer than it should have. So yeah, I think I know more than Google Shopping campaign managers now. If you asked me 6 months ago, I'd say no, but now I think I do, because just from trial and error, testing, and then verifying. So can you sell print-on-demand products better than Facebook? Yeah, in your store, you can list print-on-demand products, and you can use Google Shopping ads to drive traffic to them, and they will sell and they convert. What is the minimum number of products I must have in my feed to use a Google Shopping network? As far as I know, there's no minimum number. You can have one. If you have a store with like one product, you could. You don't even need an app to do the feed. If you wanted to get very technical, you can create your own feed and upload it. The thing with the feed that they don't tell you is that the feed expires after, I think it's 30 days. So if you don't keep uploading the feed, then your listings will expire, which means your ads will stop running, which is a very odd thing. I got the Shopify feed that I was using. For some reason, it wasn't re-uploading, so my listings were starting to expire. So I had to get them to go in there and fix it, and they said it shouldn't have done that. They said it should have resubmitted after like 3 weeks. So just another kind of curveball that you're like, well, why would it do that? That makes no sense at all. But from Google Ads side and Merchant Center side, they want to make sure that your products are fresh and updated and that you didn't upload them 5 years ago and forget about them. Because the last thing they want is to show your product to one of their users and they go to a page that says like 404 or like product out of stock or product doesn't even exist or website doesn't exist, right? So I think from Google's side, they put that little wrinkle in there to make sure that you're on top of things. Okay, but there are ways to automate that too. Oh, nice, Donna. Just signed up, but FB group link is to the FB. Oh, is it? Oh, crap. Okay. Well, I've got your email if you signed up. I'll fix that page. It shouldn't be the Facebook Bootcamp. I thought I saved that. Oh, boy. Okay. And the link okay, I will definitely fix that. I'll get that corrected and get it out to you guys. I can see the emails of people who signed up, so I'll send out an updated email here. If you already have Merchant Center set up, added relevant tags to your product pages and are getting clicks without the conversions, can you help with that? Absolutely, Tracy. There's a method that you're probably not using. You probably have one campaign running for all products, and that's not going to work. So you have to have, I can't give it away, but that's what you guys are paying for. So the method is, when you look at it, it's hard to wrap your head around, but once you get it going and start implementing it, it actually works really, 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 really well, because you don't want to be paying top dollar for keywords that aren't converting, but you do want to be paying top dollar for keywords that are converting. So there's a way to do that. What's the fastest you've seen sales? Pretty quick, like day or two within of setting it up. 1497 US or Canadian? US dollars, of course. I love US dollars. Regarding the feed, what if you have different stores? Can they be merged? No, you need a new Merchant Center account for each one and a new ad account for each one, because they depend on each other. So I don't think, like if you're on Shopify and you have multiple stores, I would just keep them separate anyway, because the way that they're showing these products and the way that you need to run these campaigns, you don't want a whole bunch of different stores. I don't even think you can do it. I never ran into that. I just keep them all separate for my stuff. So do you drive traffic to a sales page or your Shopify store? It actually goes to the product listing page that's in the product feed. So it goes direct to that, just like you pretty much would have from like a Facebook ad. It'll go right to the feed. Do you use Shopify app for feeds now? Yeah, I do. It got fixed, so it's actually going to update for me, so my listings aren't going to expire. But that's good that it happened to me, because I learned that little issue can arise and I know how to fix it now. So that's a good thing. All right, I think we're coming up on 10 o'clock here at night, which is wonderful. I appreciate everybody coming on. I can see a couple people already signed up, and I am going to get that fixed. Apparently there's a link error on the confirmation page. So I'll get that fixed. I'll get emails out to everybody who signed up already. And if you haven't signed up, get in there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. This is totally new. The strategy I'm going to show you is one that you're not going to learn on a YouTube video. I guarantee that. And it does work. And it's just a matter of getting the best keywords, the highest bids, while getting the worst keywords, the lowest bids. That's about all I can give away for now, but it's a great strategy. And then we haven't even talked about retargeting. So that's a whole other ball game that we can throw in there, and retargeting with Facebook ads if you really want to, using dynamic product ads. It's just awesome. The boot camp actually starts as soon as you sign up. You can get in there, go through the startup videos. It officially starts next Monday night on the first live webinar. But between now and then, you have to get the Merchant Center hooked up, your product feed going, and the listings approved. So I had to put a gap in there because, like I said, it took like 12 days for mine, but it's supposed to take 3 days. And it's just because I had alcohol related beer koozies in there. So don't put beer koozies in your feed, okay? If you have them in there, just get rid of them. All right, here we go. Do you have to wait until the webinars, or can you actually get started with campaigns with videos that are currently in the course? No, with the Merchant Center, you've got to wait anyway. So there's no point in showing you campaigns yet. The campaigns are on the live training where you're looking over my shoulder. You're going to see one of my stores that I'm going to use in it, and you're going to watch me create campaigns. Week 2, you're going to watch me add in the second layer of the campaign, and it has to be spaced out because we have to gather data from week 1 in order to move to week 2. The initial startup, it has to set up and get approved, so I cannot just dump. It's not a course, it's a live boot camp. So it's a little bit of a hybrid model. I think you'll enjoy it though, once you get all the steps going. After joining, would you be able to look at any of our sites and campaigns to provide any specific feedback for improvement? Within the group, yes, I can. For one-on-one, I have that available too. It's a little bit more expensive than this. Well, a lot more expensive, but if you want to blur out kind of things and put screenshots in the group, I'll be happy to help that way. I sure hope you can come up with a cheaper course in the future, as I can't afford that. It would mean not being able to pay for this month's food. Oh boy. Okay, well, don't do that. I don't want anybody in there. If it's your last buck, please don't do that. So as far as cheaper course, unfortunately, you get what you pay for in life, right? So if you buy something cheap, you're not going to get the support that you need to make it work. So I think I priced it cheap in my mind, but I can totally appreciate that. So beer related t-shirts in the feed are okay, but not beer koozies. No, beer related t-shirts are fine. The whole beer niche is fine. It just takes longer to get approved because I think it gets flagged, and they have to make sure that everything's on the up and up. And then from the targeting point of view, if it's alcohol related, then they're not going to show it to people who are like under 21 in the US. And I think, excuse me, I think they go, well, Facebook, was it Facebook that was like under 25? Some ridiculous number. So it's just a whole different process that it has to go through. It's not that you can't do it. It's just that it takes a little bit more time. That's all. Alrighty. So, oh man, you guys have tons of questions. Love it. So once the account is approved, can you add more products? Yes, you can, because you can set your feed to update as often as you want. So if you set your feed to update every night at midnight, then any products you added to your store, like new ones, will automatically go to your feed, which will automatically go to your campaigns. So remember, we're not bidding on keywords first. So you don't just pick an individual one and bid on it. It doesn't work that way. It's a whole different process that's kind of difficult to explain on at the end of this webinar, but I do teach how to do it. So yeah, any new products you add, they will be added to your feed, and your feed will be updated with the Merchant Center, and then that will update with the Google Ads account and the campaign. So you won't really need to have to touch anything in there, but it does work, right? All right, I'm gonna close off there. Go to there, ppccoach.com/yes, join up, and then we'll see you in the group and get started on those videos, and we will get you guys profitable with Google Shopping. I can't wait. Everybody have a great night now, and we will talk to you very soon. Thanks for coming out, everybody.